So, what is going on, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is Other Ryan here.
And today we actually have a different kind of video for you all. Now, usually we're quite hot on the theories, but this time we want to have more of a discussion. We used to do these a while back, didn't we? We did one with Balloon Boy.
Yeah, that was our first video together, I believe, as well.
Yeah, and
the
it was
Balloon Boy one. Yeah.
It made for quite an interesting kind of discussion, and I think quite a few people still watch that video and they're quite intrigued by it, aren't they?
Yeah. So basically, this one's just going to be like a discussion. It's not going to be like fact after fact and, you know, rolling off what we know about the game. Well, we are rolling off what we know, but we're discussing it in our own kind of words.
Yeah, so it's going to be more of a kind of me and Ryan having a bit of a conversation about the Golden Freddy animatronic and seeing what we can piece together using both of our kind of evidences. So, yeah, on that note, we're going to jump straight into this. So what do we actually know about the Golden Freddy suit? Now, I think the first thing is that, of course, he's been in all three of the games, or at least people are speculating as, because, you know in Five Nights at Freddy's 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's actually sat in your office to the left side, some people are actually saying he's not golden there. So people are kind of like, is this the same animatronic?
Yeah, loads of people thought that was purple, the purple Freddy that we see in the mini-games after each night in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. But, I don't know, someone could put it through like a Photoshop and see if the colours like are brought up or something, but
You mean
I
by
don't
just
know,
kind
primarily it's just Golden Freddy that we know, though, to be this empty animatronic.
Yeah, and it makes the most sense for it to be Golden Freddy if he sat in your office. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and 2, he does the exact same thing, so for it to kind of be also in the third game, it would just make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so if we go back to the first game, Golden Freddy was originally just meant to be an Easter egg, nothing more, literally just an Easter egg.
Yeah,
and obviously the community thought that there was some deeper meaning behind this, and Scott must have just gone, you know, I better put a story behind this guy, just to keep people happy.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, after 3 games, it feels like we just don't know anything about this character
Yeah.
at all. We know that he was one of the past characters alongside Springtrap, who you could turn into a suit that a human can use, but
using the crank ability, isn't it?
Yeah, we literally know nothing about the animatronic himself.
Well, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 3 gave us a little bit of intel into who Golden Freddy is when you think about it. I mean, you know, the minigame Happiest Days, where we actually play as the marionette.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of correlation between that and the kind of Golden Freddy character being this fifth child, it's just kind of like, so does that mean that Golden Freddy is not an actual hallucination, but is one of the other animatronic suits that's maybe haunted by one of these children?
See, that's the thing, because in the bad ending, like I've said in previous videos, you get 5 animatronics like lighting up.
The fifth head as well, it's kind of like, I was having a good look at that, and if you actually look at the kind of nasal area, it actually lines up pretty much identically towards Freddy, who's actually in front. So kind of that alone gives us enough evidence that this might be the possibly a 5th animatronic that's always actually been there.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense how in the bad ending we see 5 of them and in the good ending there's 4. So I don't understand. Does this mean that Scott's trying to reinforce the fact that this may be a hallucination, but we know it not to be a hallucination because we know it to have existed in previous establishments?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why there's not 5 empty heads. I mean, is there a certain thing that we do in the good ending to make it so that Golden Freddy doesn't exist? It's really strange.
Yeah, because, I mean, when we do all the mini-games to get the good ending, the whole focus is kind of, it's almost kind of like removing Golden Freddy, isn't it? That 5th head in the back is very distinctive, like, it's kind of, it's not there once you get the good ending, so it's kind of, it's a very speculative thing, and it makes you think, does Golden Freddy have more of a kind of prominence in the involvement in all this? Is there a connection between Golden Freddy and the marionette? I mean, let's say we bounce back to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and one of the mini-games in particular, and then, you know, the Give Gifts and Give Life, I think you know where I'm going here.
Yes.
Yeah, the secret 5th child in the middle of the room. What meaning does that have? Because straight after that as well, we're welcome with a Golden Freddy jump scare, and it's kind of like, whoa, okay, so we're playing as the marionette, yet we get this Golden Freddy jump scare. And it just makes you think there must be a link, because in the minigame where we see the child getting killed by the car, getting killed by the person who gets out of the car, when we see him actually presumably murder the child, we're jump scared by the marionette. So, you know, the community connected the dots and said, this child must be the marionette, and this must be kind of what started it all. So, with the Golden Freddy then kind of popping out on that 5th child in that secret last frame, it almost kind of, it's just a hint that maybe the marionette and Golden Freddy are literally entwined somehow, and we haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, further backing up that point is the fact that the dream sequences between nights and Five Nights at Freddy's 2. In night 3, we are greeted to Golden Freddy.
Yeah.
So obviously his existence is real. Like, loads of people were proven wrong saying that he's just an Easter egg and he's a hallucination.
Yeah,
then
of course,
after that, we're introduced to the marionette straight after. It's like, does Golden Freddy have some kind of power over these animatronics like the marionette does?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly enough as well, when you think of that, like the formation they seem to make, it's Chica on the left, Bonnie on the right, and then Golden Freddy smack bang in front of you. I think the important thing we have to remember, guys, is that in the dream sequences, the Chica and Bonnie either side of you are actually positioned there by default, and this Golden Freddy character, he must have kind of walked into shot. He must have got there somehow, so something is operating that animatronic, or possibly someone is using the crank ability to move around the establishment.
It's a very strange one, because this must happen between the happiest days, because
Yeah,
Golden Freddy doesn't really... He's not possessed up until that moment, if you know what I mean, in
Yes,
happiest
yeah.
days.
Yeah, when the Golden Freddy mask drops to make the kind of connection.
Yeah. So the timeline is still going absolutely all over the place.
It's going AWOL.
I don't know where the hell we are, in honesty, but it's more complicated than Zelda, as some people say.
I forget the term. I was actually just about to pick up on Zelda. Zelda's got this kind of timeline where it's it's different routes are actually, some of the games are based on events that didn't happen, but in this other world, it's kind of like different storylines spanning off. I do think somehow that Golden Freddy definitely has a deep involvement, but as you say, Golden Freddy's been rather vague, hasn't he?
Yeah, that we literally, I mean, I don't know, maybe our subscribers and our viewers can tell us a little bit of what they know about Golden Freddy, but literally I don't know anything about this character other than he's just either an Easter egg or a hallucination, and he doesn't really have any, I don't know, he doesn't...
Well, I think we know that Golden Freddy, well, we presume that we know, Golden Freddy existed back in Fredbear's Diner, aka the first ever establishment, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then after that, it's just vague. He doesn't exist, literally, after that.
I just can't piece together the fact that in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and 3, the older Golden Freddy is used, but in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it's a totally different animatronic, isn't it? So it's almost like maybe the older one has some kind of significance, and maybe the newer one is part of the 5 missing children, because that would actually make sense, wouldn't it? Maybe they did actually build a new Golden Freddy suit, and I don't know, maybe the 5th child was stuffed into that, because it looks so different. And now that we've actually seen Five Nights at Freddy's 3, if the animatronic that sits in your office is the same Golden Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, it still has the missing ear, meaning no amends were made. Yet this animatronic in your office has 2 ears, and it actually looks like it's been rebuilt. So it does make you think, do you reckon a 5th secret animatronic was actually in use during the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 establishment? Maybe they've rebuilt this animatronic, meaning definitely it has some kind of deeper significance.
See, I was thinking that maybe the Golden Freddy, because I originally thought that Golden Freddy was completely empty, but as you pointed out, we can still see endoskeleton parts by the arms and stuff. So I was thinking maybe because we see the purple Freddy in the Five Nights at Freddy's minigames. So, and no one can really understand where that's coming from. So I was thinking that maybe he's using parts from Golden Freddy into this purple animatronic that possibly this killer's created himself.
Okay.
It's really I don't know, because either, like we said in past videos, the phone guy's lying, or I don't know. It's
something fishy's going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
But that's actually really interesting that you'd say that, because obviously in the Five Nights we don't actually play as Golden Freddy in the 5th night, so I don't know, it's almost like maybe that 5th child represents the Golden Freddy we should have been playing as, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very... If you guys know anything about this Golden Freddy character, any kind of story, just let us know in the comment section, because it's so confusing. Hopefully there will be a 4th game based around this Golden Freddy character, hopefully. But,
which might actually give us a bit more insight into what the hell this thing is all about, really, isn't it? Because, as Ryan said, it's very confusing, and we're here kind of defending the fact that the Golden Freddy suit might actually be there, but in one of the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 minigames, I forget which one it is now, but there is a Golden Freddy suit which can be seen sitting in one of the rooms, and as you get closer, its eye will actually light up and it will completely vanish. So back to the drawing board. Is it a hallucination?
Yeah, it seems to be like when the puppet gave life to the other animatronics, it's like another life was forged almost from that. It's really, really weird, in honesty.
It's interesting as well, because looking at the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 jump scare, Golden Freddy's eyes are completely blackened out, meaning, something it might be controlling. It might actually hint towards the ability of the crank.
Yeah. One last thing is that it has the same features as this Shadow Freddy that we see in the spare room for parts and services. By the eye, we can see wires hanging out.
Yeah.
And with this Golden Freddy, we can see the same thing, wires hanging out of the eye. So. And
also, another thing is that when the animatronic that walks right in front of the window, just in front of your office, the same kind of features. Again, it's got the missing ear, so it's kind of like, what on earth are you trying to tell us? Can you not just give us the message directly, and we can be done, and we can understand him?
Piece of paper, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the problem is the idea we just said there. Of course, Scott wouldn't do that because that's too easy.
Oh yeah,
isn't it?
We all know Scott.
Yeah, he's not going to tell us this. He's going to let us keep figuring out, and even if no more games come, he'll just be like crossing his arms, laughing at us.
Message to Scott: if all else fails, get a job as a cryptographer or something.
Yeah,
I think you'd be very great at that job.
Yeah, I think you'd be very good at encrypting messages and various things. Yeah, I think that's definitely a profession you should look at.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this video. This was a different pace altogether. Now, if you did enjoy this video, guys, be sure to let us know, because this was actually quite a nice, different pace, should I say, for these kind of videos. We're actually being able to speculate quite a lot, and it's actually quite fun, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's much more fun. So, okay, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Remember, of course, to like if you did enjoy, and subscribe if you want to see more daily theories and gaming videos. So yeah. Alright guys, we'll see you on the next video.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?